everyone, I'm Jimin and we are going to read this book, Curious George Saves His Pennies. Let's read it together. George was a good little monkey and always very curious, especially when was in Tammy's toy store. There was so many things to wonder about: pogo sticks and skateboards, snow globes and telescopes, and even finger traps. But George's favorite thing to do in the toy store was play at the train table. Today there was a new train. It was painted bright red, and it has a real working whistle. George held it up to show his friend, the man with the yellow hat. Not today, his friend said. We are looking for a birthday present for Noah. Remember, he's turning 5. What do you think of this? George helped his friend pick out a yellow and green hula hoop, while Tammy, the workshop worker, wrapped the present for the birthday party. Georgie wandered back to the train table. I have a suggestion, George, said the man as he carried the gift over. Why don't you buy that new train yourself? The tax said, asked 500. I'm sure you can save the money for it. George liked this suggestion so much that he was only a little sorry to put the train back down. George had a good time at the birthday party. Noah let everyone have a turn at the hula hoop. It was harder than it looked. As soon as George got home that afternoon, he looked at his piggy bank down from his dresser. He opened the small plug at the bottom and shook. Out tumbled a nickel. George ran to show the coin to his friend. You have 5 cents, the man said. I'll give you some early this week. Don't spend it on candy. You have to save it up. The man gave George 2 quarters. Here is 50 cents, he said. Now you have 55 cents. You have only asked for 45 left to save. George wasn't quite sure how much money that was, but it sounded like a lot. George dreamed about his red train that night. He was riding it through the forest of trees. He toggled on the whistle again and again so that no one could miss such a shiny red engine. In the morning, George decided he would have to find a way to earn money faster. What if someone else were to buy the red train at the toy store before he could? He had an idea. George found 5 pennies and a dime in the sofa cushion. He found the nickel under his bed. His piggy bank jiggled nicely. That evening, he had 25 cents saved. 1 more quarter and he would have $1. Next morning, George had another idea, and he would get a job. Luckily for George, his neighbor, Mr. Reddy, needed help raking leaves. George worked it all morning long, gathering armfuls of red, brown, and gold leaves to add to a growing pile in the center of the yard. Mr. Reddy brought out lemonade for the two to share, while his neighbor rested on the sun-punching swing. George climbed the tree. The pile of leaves looked tempting from above. George wondered what would happen before he finished wondering. He had swung out of the branches and right into the center of the pile. The leaves crunched and crumbled and swooshed and swore. What an adventure! What hard work it was raking the leaves back up. But at the end of the day, Mr. Reddy paid him $2. George had $2.75 saved. That was most of $3. George spent days doing odd jobs. He washed windows, he described flyers, he delivered flowers, he did dishes. At the end of the week, George finally had $500. I'm proud of you, George, said the man with the yellow hat. You saved all the money by yourself. You sure on the pay. The change clicked merrily in the piggy bank as George set off for the toy store. The autumn day was bright and clear and not very cold. George walked by the park. The neighbor children were playing with the windcock. Suddenly, it got stuck in a tree. They needed George's help. George carefully set his piggy bank down the nearby park bench where he could keep an eye on it. But little George began to play with the children. He forgot to check that his bag was still there. As the afternoon wore on, his friend went home to have dinner. George rushed to the park bench where he had left his piggy bank. The toy store might be closing soon, but his bank was gone. Maybe George had the wrong branch. There was money in the park after all, but he was disappointed each time he ran up to another empty bench. Tammy's toy store. George walked home sadly. He wondered how long it would take him to save $5 again. As George passed the toy store, he happened to look through the window. He couldn't believe his eyes. A little girl was holding his piggy bank. George rushed into the toy store just as girl's mother was saying, "We found this across the street and waited for its owner. But it's getting late. We saw it has the name of your store on the bottom. Can you keep in case someone comes to claim it?" George jumped up and down on the top. "Why, George," Tammy said, "it's the piggy bank yours. You're lucky Hannah and her mother found it." Hugging his piggy bank tightly, George rushed over to the train station. He locked the shiny red engine right away. As he carried it to the counter, the little girl looked at his train sadly. Joy realized he had not said thank you to her for keeping his savings safe. He looked at his train. He looked at his piggy bank. He looked at Hannah. Good deed deserved to reward, he decided. George set the train down. He upended his bank on the counter and began to sort dollars and coins. George and Hannah walked out of the toy store that day, each carrying a tray. George's small engine was not red, but it was shiny and blue, and he had paid for it all by himself. Best of all, he had a new friend who loved to play with the train almost as much as he did. The end. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe this video. Goodbye.